I'm Jason, and this is Through the Bulk, where curiosity talks back. And today, I want to talk about two words that are thrown around online like a dodgeball in a middle school gym: communism and fascism. It seems as though most people use the terms the same way they use literally, which is incorrectly, but with confidence. So let's slow this thing down and do something radical. Let's define them, not as insults, not as vibes, but as the political philosophies that they are. First, we'll cover communism. At its core, communism is an economic philosophy. It's really about ownership. The basic idea is that factories, land, resources should be owned collectively, rather than by private individuals. In theory, this is designed to eliminate class divisions. No owners, no workers beneath them, everyone contributes according to their ability, and everyone receives according to their need. Now, obviously the important phrase there is in theory. Communism, on paper, imagines a classless, stateless society where money eventually becomes unnecessary. Communism is not when the government does stuff. It's not high taxes. Historically, countries that call themselves communist never achieved that stateless end goal. Instead, they created very strong states in an effort to force the transition. And that's where things have gotten messy. Now, fascism is not primarily an economic system. It's a political and social one. Fascism is about power, hierarchy, and control. At its core, fascism centers on extreme nationalism, authoritarian leadership, and the belief that society functions at its best when people know their place in a rigid social order. Individual rights are secondary, dissent is dangerous, and unity is enforced. Fascism thrives on an us versus them narrative. There is always an enemy, an outsider, someone to blame for decline, weakness, or loss. Economically, fascism often allows for private ownership, but only as long as it serves the state. Businesses exist, but they're tightly aligned with national goals. So here's the key distinction that most arguments miss. Communism is fundamentally about who owns the resources. Fascism is fundamentally about who has the power. They're not opposites on a single line. They're different axes altogether. Here's the part that people generally don't like hearing. Both ideas, when poorly understood, get used as rhetorical shortcuts. Communism becomes anything left of me, while fascism becomes anything to the right. And once these words lose precision, conversations lose meaning. Understanding these ideas doesn't require supporting them. It does require intellectual honesty. Because if we're going to argue about ideas, we should at least be arguing about the same definitions. Otherwise, we're just yelling vibes at each other and calling it politics. And that, my friends, is neither communist or fascist. It's just loud.